You're sitting alone on the last train home, head resting against the cold window, half awake after another exhausting day. While outside, Japan slides past in fragments. Dark houses, telephone poles, convenience store lights flickering by every few seconds. The rhythm of the train feels comforting, predictable, safe. You've taken this exact route hundreds of times before. Same station, same seat, same arrival time. But tonight, something feels wrong. At first, it's small. The train doesn't stop when it's supposed to. 7 minutes pass. Then 10. Then 20. Still no station announcement. No slowing down. Nothing outside the window looks familiar anymore. The city lights disappeared a long time ago. Now there's only darkness. Fields. Mountains barely visible beneath the moonlight. And when you finally look around the train carriage, your stomach drops. Because every other passenger is asleep. Not normal sleep. Completely motionless. Heads hanging at impossible angles. Mouths slightly open. No movement. No sound. Like mannequins left sitting in silence. Then suddenly, your phone vibrates. The screen glowing weakly in your trembling hands. You open an online forum and type, "Something strange is happening on my train." Tonight, we are going to talk about Kisaragi Station. Welcome to the podcast you can't unhear. January 8th, 2004. Shizuoka, Japan. Cold winter night. Grey skies. One of those evenings where the air feels damp enough to crawl into your bones. And somewhere around 11 p.m, a woman using the online name Hasumi boarded her usual train home. At first, nothing felt unusual. Same line, same route, same late-night commute she'd done countless times before. But slowly, the atmosphere inside the train started changing. The train just kept going. No station stops. No announcements. No conductor walking through the cars. Nothing. There's something deeply unsettling about trains after midnight, because trains already trap you psychologically. You can't steer. You can't stop. You're just moving forward wherever the tracks decide to take you. Hasumi later posted that the train had already gone over 20 minutes without stopping. That might not sound terrifying immediately, until you understand how Japanese trains work. They're precise. Almost unnaturally precise. A few minutes late becomes a major disruption. So 20 minutes without a stop on a familiar local route, that felt impossible. And outside the windows, everything looked wrong now. No stations. No apartment lights. No vending machines glowing in the distance. Just endless countryside swallowed by darkness. Then came the passengers. 5 other people sat inside the carriage. Completely still. Not shifting. Not checking phones. Not reacting. And honestly, the image itself feels terrifying. A silent train racing through nowhere, filled with sleeping strangers who never move. Hasumi stared at them longer and longer, trying to convince herself they were normal. But something about their faces disturbed her. Pale skin, slack mouths, heads tilted awkwardly against the windows, like they'd been sitting there for hours. She wanted to wake somebody up, ask if they noticed it too, but fear stopped her. So instead, She pulled out her phone and opened 2Channel. Back then, 2Channel was one of Japan's biggest anonymous forums. Chaotic, unfiltered, the kind of place people posted weird confessions and ghost stories late at night. And inside a thread titled, "Post about strange occurrences around you," Hasumi typed, "I'm on the train I always take, but something's strange. It hasn't stopped for 20 minutes. At first, people didn't take it seriously. Some assumed she boarded an express train accidentally. Others joked she'd fallen asleep. But as the updates continued, the tone of the thread started changing, because Hasumi sounded genuinely frightened. Not dramatic, not theatrical, just scared. People told her to find the conductor. So finally, she stood up and walked toward the front of the train. Every footstep echoed strangely through the empty carriage. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed softly. The windows reflected her face, pale against the darkness outside. Then she reached the conductor's compartment and froze. The door was sealed shut. The small window covered completely by a heavy blind. She knocked once. Nothing. Again. Still nothing. No voice. No movement. No response at all. Then suddenly, the train entered a tunnel. And outside the windows, everything disappeared into blackness. Not city darkness. Not nighttime darkness. Complete black. Like the train had entered somewhere underground, where light itself no longer existed. Hasumi later wrote that even her reflection in the glass started frightening her, because it felt like the only living thing left inside the train. More than an hour passed. Then, finally, the brakes screamed. Metal grinding violently beneath the carriage. The train shuddering hard enough to shake the seats. And slowly, it came to a stop. Outside the window, a station sign stood alone beneath flickering lights. Kisaragi Station. Hasumi posted immediately. It stopped. The station sign says, "Kisaragi. Should I get off?" And this is where the story became terrifying for thousands of people reading live that night. Because nobody had ever heard of Kisaragi Station. Users searched maps, railway databases, transit records. Nothing. No station anywhere in Japan officially existed with that name. Then the train doors slid open. Cold air flooded inside the carriage. Just imagining that moment feels horrifying to me. Because behind her sat the silent passengers. Ahead of her waited a station that officially didn't exist. Which direction would you choose? Hasumi stepped onto the platform, and immediately, the cold felt wrong. Not ordinary winter cold, something heavier. Like the temperature itself was pressing against her skin. The station was completely deserted. No attendants. No announcements. No vending machines humming nearby. Just one lonely station sign reading, "Kisaragi." Beyond the platform, there were only empty fields, overgrown weeds, and mountains crouching silently in the distance. People on the message board started panicking. "Get out immediately. Walk along the tracks. Do not stay there." Others noticed something even worse. The word Kisaragi could be interpreted using characters associated with demons or the supernatural. Devil Station. And honestly, once that idea appeared in the thread, The atmosphere changed completely. Now people weren't treating this like somebody getting lost. It felt like someone had wandered somewhere they were never supposed to reach. Hasumi tried calling her parents. They had never heard of the station either. Then she called the police, voice shaking, explaining she was stranded at a station called KISARAGI. The response chilled everybody reading the thread later. That station doesn't exist. Stop making prank calls. Then came the sound. A distant, rhythmic drumming echoing through the darkness beyond the station. At first, faint, then slowly growing closer, and mixed with it, the sound of bells, tiny metallic jingling somewhere out in the fields, like something was approaching through the dark. The forum exploded. Leave now. Don't wait there. Whatever you hear, don't look back. Terrified, Hasumi decided to walk along the train tracks, hoping to find another station. At first, all she could hear were her own footsteps crunching against gravel. Then suddenly, her heel snapped. The sound echoed violently through the empty night. She stumbled hard against the tracks, scraping her legs against the stones. And the drumming behind her suddenly felt much closer. Then a voice spoke behind her. Hey, walking on the tracks is dangerous. Hasumi turned, expecting a railway worker. Instead, there stood an old man with one leg, just staring at her silently from the darkness. And before she could even react, he vanished. Not walked away, not hidden, gone. At this point, the thread on 2channel had become absolute chaos. Thousands of people refreshing the page, watching the updates in real time like witnessing somebody disappear slowly into another world. And to be fair, that's what makes this story feel uniquely terrifying. Nobody heard about it afterward. People were there while it happened, watching her messages become more frightened, more desperate, more fragmented. Eventually, Hasumi reached a massive tunnel, pitch black inside. No visible end. And above the entrance, a sign read, Isanuki. Even the name sounded ominous somehow, like crossing a border into somewhere sacred or cursed. Hasumi asked the forum, should I go inside? The replies came instantly. No! Turn back. Do not enter the tunnel. But behind her, the drumming continued. Closer now. Closer than ever. So she stepped inside. The tunnel swallowed everything. No light. No wind. No sound except her footsteps echoing endlessly through the darkness. Her phone became the only source of light. Tiny, weak glow trembling in her shaking hands. Long tunnels already feel unnatural psychologically. You can't see exits. You lose all sense of direction. Everything feels disconnected from reality. After what felt like forever, she finally saw light ahead. And standing near the tunnel exit was a man. At first, she felt relieved. Another human being. Someone normal. Someone safe. He told her he could drive her to a nearby hotel. She posted quickly. I met someone. He says he can help me. And immediately, the thread exploded again. Do not get in the car. That's not normal. Run! But Hasumi was exhausted, cold, terrified. So she got into the car, and almost immediately, she realized something was wrong. The man drove deeper into the mountains instead of toward any town. The roads became narrower, darker. No houses, no lights. When she asked where they were going, the driver refused to answer. He just kept muttering quietly to himself while gripping the steering wheel tightly. Her posts became frantic. He won't answer me. We're going deeper into the mountains. My battery is dying. Then finally, one last message appeared. Something's wrong. I'm going to try escaping if I get the chance. This may be my last post. And after that, silence. No more replies. No more updates. Nothing. Thousands of users kept refreshing the thread desperately, calling her name, begging for updates. Some even contacted police themselves. But the response remained the same. There is no Kisaragi station. That's the part that lingers in your head afterward. The idea of somebody vanishing into a place nobody else can officially find. A station existing somewhere between reality and something else. Not fully here. Not fully gone. Years later, people started reporting similar experiences. Other impossible stations, other trains, other passengers trapped somewhere outside normal reality. They called them Ikai stations, or otherworld stations, like an invisible railway system running parallel to our own. Some believe Hasumi simply got lost at a rural station in 2004, before GPS existed widely. Others believe she crossed into another dimension entirely, a place connected to old Japanese ideas of kamikakushi, spiriting away, humans disappearing suddenly into supernatural realms. And maybe that's why this story spread so powerfully online. Because underneath the ghosts and tunnels and impossible stations, there's a very human fear hiding underneath it all. The fear of becoming unreachable, unfindable, completely alone somewhere nobody else can access. Then, in 2011, someone claiming to be Hasumi posted online again. She claimed a stranger eventually helped her escape, that she somehow returned safely. But most people didn't believe it was really her. The writing style felt wrong. The details changed. Maybe that uncertainty makes the story scarier, because there's no clean ending. No proof, no closure, just one long, unfinished train ride disappearing into darkness. So if you're ever riding the last train home late at night, and the stations stop appearing, and everybody around you falls asleep, and the train keeps moving long after it should have stopped, maybe don't wait too long before getting off, because some stations aren't meant to exist. Sleep tight tonight, guys. I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.